In the books that Liz and me was writing, I asked David Murison if he would write up a feature on the Doric language. And he says, "Poh." And I says, "Aye?" He says, "I didn't like that word." I says, "Oh? Very few cat like David, Northern Scots, or the Buchan tongue. So, why near the Doric? Well, the Doric's near Scots word. The Doric comes from ancient Greece. Oh, so fit why we got it here? He said, I didn't give why it came here, but he says in Greece it was used as to describe a lesser dialect of the main language. And that is probably fit why it's been accepted here. But I didn't like it. So, who do you prefer to call it, David? And he said, Northern Scots and the Buchan tongue. So therefore, that's what I'm calling it. Northern Scots and the Buchan tongue, or the Buchan dialect of Northern Scots.
For a walk. They were courting, you see. The joker's corns was giving him chipped, and he says, "Oh me, I'll hate it to doing." He could do it with a skull, it would have walked to deed. "Mercy me," says Mary, "but ne'er said he." I've been stung with a bee in a place I canna let you see, as he dichted the water run out with she. That bee has been a means one of a near. Chucky Pierre Loon, he canna so doing, and the waddens off, will nie steer. And Mary lets the teardrops fall, then she looks at her goon hanging up in the wall, and says, if there is, I've what he's to doing, make sure there's no bees lying around.
And she was built, I think, in 1904, but I'm not sure about that bit of it. I think it would have been 1904, and she had two 60 horsepower petrol paraffin Kelvin engines. And we did the drift net in the herring fishing summer and autumn at East Anglia. In the winter it was sea net out of the broch, sometimes across the week. And we did trip in 1930 round to Oban, fishing in a minch out of Oban. That didn't last long. Couldn't get the fish sealed. No market for them, it's too late into the summer. And that's, that's just about all. I was there way back. But I was in St. Combs drifter for a year, and then I got back. And wasn't obliged up until the war. Now, I think it was during the war it should have been sailed to Finechty. Before she get for there I couldn't see, but she was a echt fit Zulu. And that's just about all it was to them. They were, a lot of them was motorised, I think, in the back of the first war, you see. But that's just about all it was to them. They were just all echt fit Zulus.
There was a sort of shade put up for the gutters, and there was a tin roof. But the packers were right outside, you see, and they had no protection any kind. And that was what we got, 10 pence between three. You see? But we won a strike and we got our money up, 2 pence in every barrel. For 10 pence a shilling, you see, the barrel. And Mary and Georgina, they were, what I would say, the leaders of it. Right. And good atmosphere. No. Because the shopkeepers were up against us for striking, you see. They didn't realise a lot of them had never come to look at us in the places that we worked.
They go to the heating, got a flag, aye. And to say, and I keep fit, she was striking for more money. Mary worked at every street in Yarmouth with a flag of in her head. All out for more money, for more pay. She was just one, and Chris Peak It was up, it was out and back. And just miles and miles out.
Well, you see, there were only 10 pence a barrel. That was the money at that time. And they struck for a shilling. That's what it was, you see. Shilling a barrel, okay?
And
When they come up and took a suit, you see.
And how was you gotten away at that time?
I was good in my hair.
Aye.
I was doing the dance in the open, okay? And we was a pocket and delta we shady. Oh, it was like a sausage cold. And if it could, and some of them was chased doing, it was just at the water side, doing a parade, okay? Some of them in the air were nipper. You're doing waiting to see the chase her doing it to see, okay?
If it was rain or shine, you hit down to make a shilling a pound. I've seen me shifted 3 times the skin.
That's all right.
In one day. No much of nothing was Robinson. Oh, I said, all right, we're ready. Until we get up in the lorry. And wait to watch till 9 o'clock at night till I hear I was doing. And out in the morning at 6 to follow up, 3 pence an hour. And because we soaked a shilling a barrel and 4 pence an hour, that was affecting. But we had to go back out here with a shilling, you see. We didn't get a 4 pence. Oh, but 2 years after that, the curers, if I have to get through, if I get through, the first strike, I says, I'm going home. I will not sit his feet in. That is the words I said. So I said to Big, you know, I says, there's a strike brewing, and talk to yourselves. I says, to get something into their barrel, and 4 pence over. Mary, he says, he ought to be out of Parliament. And I said, well, I said, but we'll actually say too much. So, they carried on for near a whole week. The strikes carried on, and I said, before I sit this feeling, I'll get home, I says, and get your stain in the country before I sit this feeling. You see?
Oh, so you want me to tell you about this story, like? Aye. Well, Alec and Jock once was walking back and forth at Cocky's Corner. This was a good while back again when I was alone. And a commercial traveller was a big shot gun. He was an ex-army officer, he came. And he got into Max and he says, are they 2 soldiers? They walk back and forwards and back, but they're always about turn, but they've always got their hands in their pockets. He says, how could they walk like soldiers and right about turn and keep their hands in their pockets? So Mac says, you better go and spear at them. Oh, yes. Well, my men, you must have been in the army or the Marines or something. Never took a moment, he said, But you walk like soldiers, but you've always your hands in your pockets. How could you march like that with your hands in your pockets? And Alec says, Jock, you tell him. So Jock tell him. He says, look here, my manny. Neither Alec nor me has never been so far south as learned to put our hands in other folks' pockets.